What I'm calling for and what we're calling for is an economic boycott of the whole city of Charlotte. Since black lives do not matter for this city, then our black dollar shouldn't matter.
All right, that was B.J. Murphy, the Nation of Islam, urging an economic boycott of Charlotte, North Carolina after the shooting death of Keith Lamont Scott, fatally shot by an African-American police officer in Charlotte. Turns out, though, that some of the knee-jerk headlines we saw out of this, which give the impression that this was without cause or incident, whether you're looking at the New York Times, Washington Post, BBC, a host of others, I'm giving you a smattering of them, they might have left out a crucial fact that this guy had a gun. Does that change everything? Well, certainly to Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clarke, it's an element that we should know about and avoid a rush to judgment. Sheriff, good to have you.
Neil, welcome back. I hope you're doing better. I was praying for you. It worked.
I appreciate your kind note as well, Sheriff. But let me ask you about this. We rush to judgment, and it's understandable incidents like this happen, but we don't get all the facts. Turns out if this guy did have a gun, whether he was brandishing it, refusing to put it down, it's always in the eye of the beholder. The police say he refused to put it down. They kept warning him, put it down, but it didn't. We know what happened. But that part of the story has been largely ignored. In fact, nothing was mentioned, and even his family to this moment, and maybe that's understandable, deny he ever did have a gun. What do you do?
Well, it was done on purpose. It was left out on purpose to stoke up anger and resentment by the liberal mainstream media. Look, what was on display last night was something that resembled something you'd see in a third world nation like Haiti. It didn't represent the good city of Charlotte, North Carolina, here in the United States. You saw a primitive behavior on display, at best primitive behavior, and at worst you saw subhuman behavior as people just reacted to circumstances. Rioting, looting is not a socially acceptable response to people's frustration or what they may not know. Look, we don't know all the facts. I don't know all the facts. The police released some limited information, and I'm going to give the police the benefit of the doubt in the statement they made that the guy was armed. Now, what he was doing with the gun, pointed, whatever, that'll come out later. But to just simply react to circumstances, you know, I saw, you know, what resembled the mentality of a tree stump out there with some of the behavior that was going on. But I was not real happy with the position that the Charlotte Police Department, the fine men and women on the front lines, no criticism of them, they were not put in a position to succeed in their mission, which is to protect life and property. I saw law enforcement officers under attack. I hear that rocks and bottles were being thrown, bricks were being thrown, 12 officers injured. I didn't hear of any riot or casualties. That disturbs me as well. One officer got sucked into the crowd. He was under attack. I saw officers go in to try to rescue him, but I didn't see anybody with their nightsticks delivering body blows and delivering knee strikes and arm strikes to help get that officer out of harm's way. It seemed like they were trying to saw through this. This is not a criticism of the officers. They're under orders, but these commanders are going to have to put these police officers in a position to defend themselves. You cannot put law enforcement officers in harm's way if you're not going to allow them to use all reasonable force to defend themselves and protect life and property. Not minimum force, not de-escalation, all reasonable force.